Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good summer. I got together with some friends recently and we did some printmaking, printing on t-shirts, not using silkscreen. I know that's the common method. I've never been able to afford the screens when I go into the art supply store, but I have been able to afford a little $1.75 Lino block cut thing. So, and I have had the tools to carve it with for a long time. So I used what I had and I made some cool stuff, I thought, and the kids did too. The major thing that I discovered is that, Lino, I knew this is really hard. It's hard to carve anyways, but I felt like I was going to cut my fingers off just carving without clamps, and so I didn't want to let the kids use that. There's something called Speedy Cut, made by Speedball. It's probably backwards, and it's really soft and I liked it a lot, and the kids can carve into it and you can cut shapes out in it. So I recommend this stuff if you're starting out. And what you can do is draw a picture on a piece of paper first and then slap it on there, rub it, and it pretty much transfers in reverse, which is good because if you want the image that you want when you print, it prints reverse, if that makes sense. Okay, so I will turn myself over to myself at my work table. Have fun. These are some of the tools and things that I had laying around. You can kind of get an idea. You need ink, you need a roller, you need something to roll on, not too much stuff. You need something to print on. This is the first block print, Lino block print that I did. There's my, no, don't do it, squash. It's the brayer or roller. And I just used a camping cutting board to roll on. These are the very cool little carving tools, and you screw the top and they come on and off, and they're different sizes. So that's all good. Here's some of that Speedy Cut stuff, material. So you'll see I'm going to make a little flower, and you can actually carve into the top where you would print from, but then you can also carve out the whole thing, the whole shape. La 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 la. There we go. There's the shape. Oh look, there's a flower on my neck too. I'm kind of into flowers. Then you roll your ink out. Silkscreen ink is what I used, and you print. And I think I already told you about, now I need to tell you about printing on fabric, I think. Okay, so I found that fabric matters a lot, like what kind you use. You wouldn't want to print on a sweatery thing, obviously. You probably wouldn't want to print on something that has too much texture. I found that if you're printing on quite a smooth surface, of course, the way that the ink is on the pad that you're rolling out, like if it's really viscous and sticky, it makes patterns when you roll it onto the pad, onto your design, and then that transfers to the material. So there's a lot of variables. I think you just have to experiment. I found that with the Lino block cut, because it's a lot harder of a rubbery top, it's not rubbery, it's Lino, you benefit from having like a pad of some sort underneath it, so, and stepping on it. I stepped on mine and stood on it for a while, and that worked pretty well. So try a few different things. I wouldn't go and print immediately on your favorite shirt without experimenting first. One last thing, when you finish printing, follow the instructions that are on the back of the ink that you are using. The inks that I've been using say to let the fabric dry and then iron the back of it for a minute. I've heard you can put it in the washer too. I think that's it. This is like all me, fly by the seat of my pants. I don't know if I'm using the right inks with the right tools, but it works. It works. It's worked. I've printed some shirts and they're lasting, so I guess it's all right. I'm sure there are better methods out there, but this one's kind of a cheap one, and it's good. It's fun. Anyways, have fun.